today. From Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams.
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You've got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. To throw is Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
First and 10.
The numbers for Jeffrey from last week: 3 catches, 52 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
This pass complete, Wentz to Ertz. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play.
Got him in. Open, it's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. On the return, it's Simba Webster. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Rams, and at the controls, the former Cal Bear standing at 6'4", quarterback Jared Goff.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Second and 1.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now Goff on first down. And his throw is incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. And now it's second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Out of the gun, Goff. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Josh Reynolds that time, but now it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
A loss of 14 on the play.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to this season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fights loose. Oh, what a move. Powers through again. Deshaun Jackson off to the races. The 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. One of the best punt returns we'll see, 93 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6.
Let's just call that play what it was. Bold, dashing, daring, and a big-time return for a touchdown.
Fielding a punt inside the 10. Most coaches, they frown upon that, don't they?
They really do. I do know some special teams coaches who say, okay, I'll let you go back to about the 8, and he's right in that gray area, and he made that play work in a massive way.
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
On the return comes Webster. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The return. The Rams take over 1st and 10. At their own.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. They're down 15-0 here already, needing to jumpstart this offense. 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Jared Goff sacked.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered.
Carson Wentz sacked. A fumble on the play. Recovered.
And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, It was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Now Wentz on the bootleg. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
That's good for an Eagle.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense will probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Their first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, they're stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra point.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 right at the 30. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
The intended receiver, Josh Reynolds. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
A loss of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. 21-0 our score after 1. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Third down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run here with Freeman. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Freeman, the ball carrier.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after him. Put the pressure on him.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap for gone. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback. But as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. He had the start to a season a week ago that everybody wants to have, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Can he do it a 2nd time?
He can. He absolutely positively can because of his skill set. When people adjust to him, he has a great ability to adjust himself and make them continue to chase him throughout the game.
There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've...
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
Number 89.
Tyler Higbee. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer.
For the extra point.
That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. Second quarter here, he has only one catch, but they have the lead. You got to think, though, he's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Well, so far, just the single catch.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. And now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. He's got it at the 15. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
For Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. On the return comes Webster. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Webster on the return. The Rams take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered.
A fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
That's taken in by the tight end Perkins. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
brings up
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Wentz now to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. This is caught, and he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now Wentz going to lead the Eagles up to go for 2. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Now he's got it. But he is not going to make it into the end zone. They stop him short, so they'll add only 6 as we come up on halftime. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. If they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and it's the Bears who have the lead. Anthony Miller, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. D.D. Westbrook, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. On the return comes Webster. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Goff on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. It was Jalen Mills getting a hand in there defensively. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw is Goff. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The sack there by Brandon Graham, coming in and bringing him down to the ground.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Now Goff. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pressure comes, but it doesn't prevent him from getting off a good one here. Here's Jackson to return. Fighting his way through contact. Deshaun Jackson off to the races. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Mark that down as an 85-yard punt return as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. That's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there.
Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. On the return comes Webster. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23.
A reminder, still some good games coming up here in Week 2 of the NFL. Later tonight, a rematch from that Super Bowl a few years back. New England visits Seattle up in the Northwest. And then on Monday night, we'll be there. The first regular season NFL game ever played in the state of Nevada. The New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders from Allegiant Stadium. That should be something. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup.
I remember covering Robert Woods in college at USC, and consistent was the word that was always used about him. Maybe we should have added dependable as well. Over 1,100 yards each of the last 2 seasons. This guy studied to be an NFL wide receiver while in college and has carried that over to the NFL. A pro's pro. This guy plays as hard as anyone in the league. Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Deshaun Jackson on the return. The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. So here are the Eagles to take over. They got the victory last week. That was against Washington, and now they lead this ball game as well. Set to go here, 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 71 yards. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Well, what do coaches tell us all the time, CD? We've got to get our playmakers more involved, and certainly running with the football is one way, and it paid off right there.
And you're talking about paying off to great effect. How about the big explosive play that was a result of that play call? Big-time execution on that one.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. On the return comes Webster. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Jared Goff sacked.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Here comes Rager. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jog. Now you're coming back out. Now they've established this run game. The play-action pass could very well be open. How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Letting one go deep for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 20.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead,
and this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson there to make the grab. And the Eagles Eagles continue to roll.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Touchdown. Here's Elliott to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. That catch good for only a couple.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Derek Barnett. Jared Goff sacked.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. With it is Jackson. Oh, and now some space to operate. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. Continuing to fight for more. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And they're running the jet sweep. This is Jeffrey. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And this offense is running away with this one. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
And I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed.
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra point.
I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, Huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Derek Carr next.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Back to throw, Goff. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this offense continues to pour it on as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And he'll bang that one through. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. 1, 2,
3. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick, feeling way up there. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
34-yard line.
Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at the 34. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. A fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. We put our attention now on the Eagles' defense. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again? A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A yard at the 34-yard.
Throwing again on second down. Goff. He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again.
To Cooper Kupp. A pickup of
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a first down throw. Goff firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Goff's pass.
7 yards, the pickup there. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
At the 43-yard line.
To the air again. Goff. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Goff's throw here finds Woods, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
First down.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Intended for
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
This pass complete to Reynolds. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And the Rams.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Score.
A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Eagles, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the Cincinnati Bengals come to town.